Imani Center for Policy and Education, Professor Kwesi Enin, have filed an application at the Supreme Court seeking to restrain President John Mahama from terminating the appointment of the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufo Dampare, and other heads of the uniformed security services. The application is asking the Apex Court to restrain the president or his agents and assigns from sacking any of the heads of the uniformed security services pending the determination of a suit challenging the age-old phenomenon of these appointees losing their jobs as a result of a change in government. The application had filed a suit before the court in March last year in which they questioned the president's powers to terminate the appointment of the Chief Fire Officer of the Ghana Fire Service, Inspector General of Police, Director General of Prison Service, and Controller General of Immigration Service. They argued that by the Constitution of Ghana, the president has no authority to terminate the appointment or remove from office a person occupying the office of these security agencies unless only upon a proven stated misconduct or misbehavior. Now, as established against these office holders, it is their case that the president can only terminate the appointment on grounds of incapacity to perform the functions of the office by reason of infirmity of mind or body or death or retirement or upon resignation by the office holder. Now, the Supreme Court has set May 7, 2025 to deliver its judgment on the suit filed by the plaintiffs, as the Attorney General, who is the defendant in the suit, has filed all necessary documents. But the plaintiffs have filed an application to restrain the president from sacking the concerned individuals on grounds that they have picked evidence of their imminent removal. They are asking the court for an order of interlocutory injunction restraining the president, that's the defendant's respondent, its principals, including the President Mahama, from sacking them from their respective positions as heads of Ghana Prison Service, the Ghana Immigration Service, the Ghana National Fire Service, and Ghana Police Service, pending the final determination of the suits. The argument is that the defendant suffers no injury should application be granted, especially since the decision is in no way far to be delivered, and more so since in the event plaintiffs do not emerge victorious in the final decision, the executive will not be proscribed in exercising their rights of removal in any of these heads the application adds. Adam.
Yes.
Do you know why the president decided to sack George Akufo Dampare?
Well, before we look at the case in court. Yeah, let me first and foremost congratulate the new IGP for his elevation to such a status. It's very important to appreciate that when you are in a particular institution or service, to rise through the ranks and become the number one gentleman or to be the leader in that service, a service or a force, an institution as important as the police service is no mean an achievement. And so let me congratulate the new IGP and also use the opportunity to thank the former IGP, George Dampare, Dr. George Dampare, for his service to this country. He has also played his role, and it is the end of the road in that position for him. And so we appreciate his work. He also came to replace somebody, and the same constitution that was used in sacking or removing the person he came to replace is the same constitution that President Mahama has used. And in fact, when you go to Article 202 of our constitution, it is very, very explicit, and there is no need to even have any qualms or conflict or debate over this issue.
Okay.
Because Article 202 of our constitution, in fact, Chapter 15 of our constitution is solely dedicated to the police service. And Article 202(1) says, the Inspector General of Police shall be appointed by the President acting in consultation with the Council of State. 202(2), the Inspector General of Police shall be the head of the police service and shall, subject to the provisions of this article, and to the control and direction of the Police Council, be responsible for the operational control and the administration of the police service. How the appointment is done is defined. Their role or responsibilities also clearly defined in this constitution. President Mahama only acted within the power granted him by the Constitution of the Republic. But this morning, I don't want to even focus on the legal aspects of this conversation because there's a matter in court and you don't want to delve into it and start speaking law. But I want us to focus also on the moral aspect of it. So when President Mahama took the oath of office, he took the oath of office and promised to keep Ghana safe. He took the oath of office and promised to ensure that he works in the interest of this republic. It is important for all of us to allow him to decide the set of people or the group of people, the team he intends to work with to achieve that ultimate aim of keeping this country safe and achieving our economic goals. And that is why when President Mahama was president, he made an appointment of IGP. Between 2013 and 2016, we had an IGP. President Akufo-Addo came, sacked that IGP, and appointed another person. I don't know where this difficulty all of a sudden is coming from, where as if President Mahama's appointment or dismissal or replacement of IGP Dr. George Dampare is a novelty. There's nothing novel. Since 1992, successive governments have always had the appointment of IGPs done, and not just the IGP, but all the security heads. Look, we are talking of a position that is very sensitive, like the IGP's position. And it is important and sensitive because these heads are managing, they are the core of the management of our national security. So it is important for the president to be allowed to appoint and work with whoever he is comfortable to work with. So where is this argument of the president is flouting? Which constitutional order or provision is the president breaching with this appointment when it is clear in the Constitution that under Article 202, the power to appoint the IGP or the head of the police service rests clearly with the president. And so we should allow President Mahama to do his work. Again, outside the issues of legalities, and I've heard people make the argument that Dr. George Dampare did well and or was doing well, performing well, and so he should be allowed to stay on until such a time that he retires. Granted that the argument about competence or his performance, granted, is anything to go by. Are we saying that the new person that has been appointed doesn't have the capacity or doesn't meet the requirements or eligibility to become IGP?
Before we get to the issue about competence,
yes,
capacity, ability, let's exhaust the issue about the illegalities. Okay,
yes.
The matter is in court, and I agree with you that we don't want to be seen to be sub judice because the matter is still in court. But if you look at the Imani suit that he has filed in court, it argues that by the Constitution of Ghana, the president has no authority to terminate the appointment or remove from office a person occupying the office of these security agencies unless only upon proven stated misconduct or misbehavior established against these office holders. So that's where they're coming from.
Which provision of the Constitution are they quoting?
Well, it must
Which
be
provision? Because when you read the Constitution,
I want to also because you have the
I have a copy of the Constitution
Good.
here, and I'm quoting Article 202.
Right.
And Article 202 here does not give any fixed tenure.
Okay. So,
see, so
they're using Articles 200, 202.
When you check Article 200 what?
So Article 2, so okay, so there's 200, there's 2021. I'm looking at the suit. 2021.
The 2021 is the provision that rather gives the president
the power to appoint
the IGP.
So how about 202, 2022?
2022 just gives the rules or defines the responsibilities.
Great, we're making progress.
Yes.
2023.
Subject to the provisions of this constitution,
yes,
the power to appoint persons,
yes,
or to hold or to act in an office in the police service shall vest in the president.
205.
The president may
205. So 205, yes.
Article 205.
Yes.
Article 205 talks about the prison service. That there shall be a prison service of Ghana. The prison service shall be equipped and maintained to perform its traditional role efficiently.
I'm doing this because these are the articles they've cited in the suit.
So all the articles,
so that we're clear.
Yes.
What the articles mean.
So all the articles that they have cited.
Good. So let's exhaust. We have two more. So there's 2071 and 2072.
Article 2071.
Yes. 1, 2, and 3.
The 207 says the Director General of the Prison Service shall be appointed by the President, acting in consultation with the Council of State.
Okay.
And so all these articles rather gives the mandate to the President to appoint his heads of security agencies. Look, the framers of the Constitution had a reason why in 1992, in this Constitution, the power to appoint heads of the security agencies was vested in the President. There's a reason why the framers of the Constitution decided to do so, because we have a checkered history of democracy marked by several terminations or coup d'etats or military takeovers. Now, when you are president and the power to maintain law and order, security, ensure that the country is safe, rests with you, you take decisions that aligns with your vision for the security service. So President Mahama has decided that for the Ghana Police Service, it is COP Christian Tete Yohunu that he believes can best work with him to ensure the effectiveness of the police service. And the Constitution clearly has given him that mandate.
Right.
And so I do not think that we have any difficulty about it, because where the Constitution thinks that individuals must be subjected to fixed tenure or fixed terms, the Constitution says so. That is why, as Member of Parliament, I know I have a term of 4 years. So, by your 4th year, you will go back to your people for re-election, or you decide not to contest again. But for the police service, nowhere in the Constitution is it stated that until you retire, the president cannot appoint another person. There's nowhere in the Constitution where it is stated that until the president finds you incapacitated, you must continue acting as IGP. Tomorrow, President Mahama yesterday appointed COP Yohunu. Tomorrow, at his discretion, he can decide to appoint a new IGP. And the law permits him to do the same.
Right.
So, let us allow the president to do his work, because there is nothing unconstitutional about what he has done.
Okay.
If the case is that, the argument is that we have gotten to a point where we must allow the president, or we must allow IGPs to stay on until their tenure or they retire, there is an ongoing conversation or dialogue on constitutional review I will urge Imani and all those who think that President should not change the IGP to submit papers to the Constitutional Review Committee.
Okay.
But for now, President Mahama is right in making a decision as to who becomes his IGP, because the Constitution gives him the power to do so.